Howdy, baby. Stay there, buddy. Well, I'm just sitting on my loaned sofa at home. Sunday the 2nd day of spring. And this is a cassette, if you hadn't noticed, instead of a letter. I'm just getting over a cold, by the way. And everything's flat out, buddy. I don't sound very excited at the moment, I think, but things are going really well, and I hope everything over there is good and improved. It sounds like it's getting a bit rough at times, which is only logical, I guess. That's what relationships are like, isn't it? Where do I start? There's so much to tell you. So much has happened in the last couple of weeks. Lisa moved out on Tuesday morning, but that goes back a bit before that. I started, this will be an interesting take, buddy, because you know very well that my mind jumps around like crazy and that's how I talk. So, should keep you busy, as they say. I'm like the cross-eyed discus player. I don't aim to set any records, but I sure keep the crowd alert. Guess what I did yesterday? I started actually recording a cassette for you yesterday, but I did it on a second-hand cassette, and it was really messy. It sounded really bad, so it was a bummer because I was in the car and all these things came to me, and I was actually driving along Anzac Highway at the netball courts and then along West Terrace, and I thought that might bring memories back to you as I was driving along, and the show's on, of course, so there's cars everywhere in the parklands, and last night I saw all the lights from the show as we were driving past. That was really nice, looked really pretty. But anyway, yesterday I bought 2 mountain bikes, because 2 are better than 1, they say, so I bought 2. $350 each. They're quite nice actually. Got cantilever brakes and 18 speed and SIS gears and a few little trick things like that. And I could have got one good one obviously for that, but I thought I'll get 2 because then I can go out riding with other people. So when you come back, buddy, we can when you come back for holiday, we can go for a ride together on the mountain bikes. And I've also met this lovely lady called Helen. I mentioned Helen to you on the phone the other day. Thanks a heap for ringing, by the way, and thanks a heap for the letter. I've met another Helen, so I've got 2 Helens at the moment, but I'm not seeing both of them. There's one I'm seeing who, I met her, Helen Harris her name is. I met her 3 years ago at a dinner, and I thought she's a lovely girl, but she was going to US for a couple of years to be a nanny, and so she did, and she just got back, and I went to her 30th the other day, and she was there, and I thought I'd like to get to know this girl a bit better. So I did. So I sent her some flowers and then rang her up and said, look, I'd like to get to know you better, and we went down to Victor Harbour last Saturday for a drive and went to Parsons Beach, and that brought back memories. I haven't been there for about 4 or 5 years, I reckon. I remember how we used to go there after Sunday training, buddy. We'll hop in the cars and get there meet up at Top of Taps or wherever, about 1 o'clock I think we used to meet there. And go off down to Parsons and struggle down to the beach with the eskies, and that was really nice actually, remembering about that. And Helen thought the beach was great, of course, because she'd never been there before, and so it was nice. And then I saw her again. We went and saw Air America on Sunday, which was quite a good movie actually. I was happily surprised. And yeah, then I caught up with her during the week and saw her Friday night again, and she's very laid back. She's very slow on the uptake with the relationship because she hasn't had one for so long because of going away, and she didn't she knew she was going to go away, and she knew she was travelling, so she didn't want to sort of leave anyone behind and all that sort of thing. So she hasn't really had a relationship. And I said, well, I think you're lovely, and you know, Stephen, same old story. And said that I'm happy to go slow, and as long as there's potential there. And she said, oh yes, I want you to keep, what did she say, I want you to keep trying, or I don't want you to stop. So that was nice. And she's a very lovely girl. She's quite intelligent, actually. And guess what age she is? She's nearly 26. She's 26 in November. What a hoot, eh? So, down my age. And she's quite intelligent, and she's got a beautiful voice. That's one of the things I really noticed about her. Anyway, so hopefully I'll see her today. It's Father's Day today. I don't know if I said that before. I might shoot up to the folks. We went out for dinner on Wednesday night to the waterfront on Glenelton Road, which was quite nice. And there was this gorgeous waitress there who we were checking each other out all night. I thought, Stephen, you're bloody incorrigible. But she was cute. Anyway. Oh, and Helen Simonakis. Oh, that's right. I'll get to why Lisa moved out. On Saturday when we went down to Victor, then we went round to Helen's sister's place, and we were there till late. And then Sunday morning we got up, and Lisa said, so where have you been? Who are we with? Da 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 da. And I said, do you really want to know? I said, well, you know, have you noticed how much happier I've been over the last week? And she said, yes. I said, well, I've met this lovely girl. And told her about it. And then I went and had a shower, and she started packing her stuff, which spat the dummy well, but, I mean, it's sad, really, that it hurt her so much, but it had to happen sometime, didn't it, buddy? It was just sooner the better, really. And anyway, but the silly girl, she bloody moved out to the first place she found by the looks, and there's two bloody yobbo druggies, or like, not heavy drugs I don't think, but always off their face when she sees them, and one of them wants to get in her pants, and just bloody hopeless. She actually stayed here last night. I dropped her back at home after the movie, and she rang up at half an hour later or something and said, Eddie's gone silly and he's after me, and I've run out and I don't know what to do. And I said, well, come here and stay here. So she did, so that's a real mess, really sad, but she got herself into it. She rushed away and jumped in the first house she could find, so nothing I can do, I guess. And she doesn't want to stay here if I'm seeing someone else, so anyway, she's going through a bit of turmoil. And I'm pretty happy living by myself. I just wish it was a little bit cheaper, but I might stay by myself anyway, actually. Although Helen Simonakis, the one from Olympian, the bodybuilding teacher type, she came around Tuesday night, and we were having a chat, and we just get on really well. And she said, well, I'd like to live here, and I think it'd be good to live with, and etc. Because she's got her own house, but she's thinking of renting it out. But I don't really know. She just wants to have a think about it, because having a bit of a Greek background could cause a bit of stress with her family if she's sharing a house with a guy, etc. But anyway, so I've spread my furniture around. I've got Hector in here, and I've got my coffee table and a borrowed lounge and my sound system, and I've actually dragged my desk out into the... Oh, you never saw the place with the furniture, did you? It looked really good a week ago, actually, this place, but it's a bit bare again now. I've got my table out in the main living area, which is quite good. Hopefully I'll do some study. I've got a couple of assignments to hand up. I had 2 assignments to hand up last week, so I did them Thursday, Friday. Had to hand them up Friday, so I did them Friday. I don't know how I do it, but I do, so. Right. So Helen's going to get back to me. Helen Simonakis is going to call me back soon. Find out if she wants to move in. And then I was thinking maybe Rick could possibly move in, but if he's a bit screwed up, probably wouldn't be sensible. And then there's this other girl from college who could possibly move in, though she's a bit young and might have silly friends, I don't know. It's quite nice living by myself, I found. Just come home, there's no TV, so don't have to put up with that. I just come home when I'm a bit tired and put some music on and sit down and read a bit and then wander off to bed. And since meeting Helen Harris, I feel a lot happier about a lot of things. I suppose it's Lisa's situation that has unstressed me, getting rid of that. And I should stop saying this is probably quite a good idea to tape me, then I'll find out what I sound like if I play it back. Yeah, it's a bit expensive, probably living by yourself, but it's got its advantages, hasn't it, buddy? I got on, what a class! I got on Hector the other day. I just got it back from Jenny's a month ago maybe, and I got on. I used to sit on 24, I think, with a heart rate of about 180 for an hour or around there. Well, I sat on 12 for 15 minutes and didn't feel too good. And last Tuesday I got my heart monitor working again. I got a new battery for it and that was working well, which is great. I was a bit concerned that it might have stopped. And I sat on 12 and my heart rate was 190. So it gives you some idea that my cardiovascular system is lacking a smidgen at the moment. So needs a bit of work. But I'd like to have a go this year actually, if I keep enjoying it. If I can enjoy training and things, I'll want to see what I can do on the track again this year. I saw Tony dropped in the other day on his way to Japan. Mustn't have done any good though, I guess. I haven't rung up pointers to see what happened, but they didn't mention him winning anything, so I guess he mustn't have. But he was feeling pretty positive about it beforehand, so it'll be interesting to find out what happened. I went over to Dick and Leslie's. Don't think I told you that. I went over there, it's a month ago this weekend. Took Lisa over to see the snow because she'd never seen it, and wanted to see Dick and Leslie and the girls, my girls, and the girls are gorgeous. Got a great photo of them actually. I might send you a copy. Well, I don't know. If you want a copy, I'll send you a copy. I just got a couple of photos from Rob and John of your wedding actually, which take it from a bit further back at the ceremony, which is quite nice. It turned out quite good, so I'll send a copy over. Just a different perspective. But it was great to see Dick and Leslie. Dick is going really well. His objective is, I think it was within 5 years, to be involved in every development south of the border, south of the river, which is every development in Wodonga he is going to be handling. And I mean, he showed me some of the properties that he's developing and one of the ones that he owns, and it's just fantastic. Like millions. He's going to be a millionaire probably in a year, instant millionaire, or maybe a couple of years. He's not in any rush to develop this property that's going to make him very wealthy. but he's basically going to become an instant millionaire when he does it. Well, it's not instant really, is it? It's only the money that makes it instant. He's a millionaire already because he's on his way. But that was just great to see everything rolling really well, and knowing that I played some minor part in things, which was really made me feel good. And the girls are just gorgeous, and Lisa loved them and they loved her, and the snow, I don't know if you've heard, but it's the best snowfalls they've had here for so long. And we shot over Falls Creek, which is only a bit over an hour away from Dick's place, and it was just great. It wasn't a good day. It was snowing on during the day, but I mean that was a real buzz anyway. We didn't go skiing. We just caught a lift up to the top, and then we walked across to the other lift. And it was like in a blizzard. It was just like you see on television when they're Morton in the Antarctic sort of thing. Oh, it was just great. It's just blew me away that the environment, it's a totally different environment over in the snow. How do I put it? You know what I mean. Just so different to anything you experience 99% of your time. And all of a sudden you're surrounded by all this white stuff, and it's freezing cold, and everything's icy, and just phenomenal. Just really fascinating experience to be right in it and just trudging across and sinking down into the snow. And yeah, it's a real buzz actually. I really enjoyed that. Bloody 9-hour drive over there, and I shot over something that I know I told you that I always want to be able to do is just take off at any time and go somewhere and get away from work and things. So on Thursday I rang up Lisa and said, this is Thursday a month ago, said, do you want to go to the snow tomorrow? And she said, oh yeah. So we decided on Thursday, I said, yeah, alright, we'll go at 3 o'clock tomorrow if you can get off at 3. Because I thought it'd take about 9 hours to get there, and I must have gone the long way or something, because it took, brought back memories though. We went through Shepparton. We didn't get there till 2 o'clock in the morning, but this is what's handy about having a car phone. You can ring them up, and they guided me in as well. I rang them up from the outskirts, and he guided me into the door, which was great. And Dick loved my car because he had a 240Z, I think you remember, and he was quite happy driving mine around for the couple of days. Yeah, it was really good to see him. But as we went through Shepparton, and I just brought back memories of when, well, last year, it was only last year we were over there, weren't we, in Powell. Drove past our unit where we stayed in the nice hotel. It's a bit more complete than it was when we stayed there. I thought I stayed here with my buddy a year and a bit ago. Seems like ages ago. Wow. And it also brought back memories of 1980, Christmas 84 I think it was, when I was over there with Tony. Because I came around and turned left at the corner as soon as you get into town where the pub is, and I said, you see that pub there? Well, we had lunch there. We had a smorgasbord meal that we had around when we were racing in Shepparton, and I remember going in there. That's when I used to eat heaps and heaps, and everyone pushed in front of me and said, get to the roll, don't let him get to the rolls, there won't be any left. Make sure you get in front of Steve, there won't be any food left. My body must be a lot more efficient nowadays. Don't need to eat anywhere near as much. Obviously I'm not running around as much, but even so I think it's more efficient, which is interesting. Yeah, so that was great to get over and see them. I spoke to your mum the other day. Oh, I think I told you that I was a bit, Jackie rang up. She was a bit concerned that when Ralph was trying to contact Rat. But yesterday, let's get back to that. Yes, Lisa moved out, and then that's right. I went down and saw my auntie Rob on Thursday. That's when I got your photos. And she's just bought a mountain bike for just a couple $100 from Big W. And I just had a quick roll around on it, and I thought, yes, this is what I want. This is what I need. I should get one of these. And then I thought I should get two, because being a friendly kind of guy, I should get a couple so whenever whoever I'm going out with or whoever's around want something to do, we can just hop on the bikes and go for a roll around the place. So Friday I rang up Merrick. Thursday night I rang up Merrick and said, look, can I come in? And he said, I'll close and come in Friday. And I said, what do you got? You got anything around 200? He said, well, no, nothing around 200. I can give you a good deal, 350 I can do you. Or if you want to race it, you can get a good one for 650 or something. And I said, oh, probably not. Anyway, I went down Saturday morning. I went and checked them out Friday and said, yep, I'll have two of these, thanks. And it's a Repco, and it's got the cantilever brakes and 18 speed. I think I've already said this, haven't I? Anyway, and they're very pretty blue, sky blue. I think they're called Sky Light or something. And bought a couple of helmets like a good lad, because they're going to become compulsory next year, or it might be 92, they're going to be compulsory, so I thought I might as well try and get the habit. And a U-lock, and then I thought I'd better buy a rack to put them on the back of the car, and so I had to race down to Richmond Road. That's where I started taping your tape yesterday, actually, was when I was waiting for a tongue to be fitted on my tow bar, because I didn't have a tongue. So I got a tongue fitted there, and then I bought a, what do they call them? Bike beak. And whacked a couple of new bikes on and brought them home, and Friday I'd rung up a friend of mine, Jenny Vorton, not the Jenny you met, and she said she was going to go for a ride on the weekend, and I said, well, I'm going to get two mountain bikes, come round and we can try them out, because I wasn't going to see Helen yesterday. And so she came round and we went for a roll, and it was just wonderful. As I was cruising along, I said, I think this is one of my better decisions. So, it could be a lot of fun. Because it's sort of, it should keep me reasonably fit if I ride that fairly often. And the other way I thought was if because Helen lives up at Crowford's with her folks at the moment, and I thought, well, if I leave one at her place or whatever, if I go training in the mornings, because she gets up late on the weekends, if I go training on the normal bike, and then I could either ride a mountain bike up there and we could go for a ride together, or I could take the bikes up there in the car and we could go for a roll there. And I thought, well, that'll be good, keep me fit and see this lady that I care about as well. And what else? College. Yeah, well, I've been a bit. I didn't go to any shoots for the first 3 or 4 weeks. I think it's about week 6 now. Had a couple of assignments to hand up last week, and bloody classic. I had one essay to do, which I was really keen on, really excited about, because it was about leadership styles, which is, I've done a fair bit of looking at that sort of thing, and there was a fair bit in the American Success magazine and the Personal Success, Australian Personal Success actually, that I could get out of there about management techniques and leadership. I had a 2-page bibliography, so I thought that hopefully might impress them. So I did this essay on my computer. I think I had that one here. I've got a laptop computer for myself, and I did I did this essay on there, and then I had to do a spreadsheet. I had a maths assignment as well that I had to do a spreadsheet on, or corporate finance they call it. And I did the spreadsheet on Lotus 123 on the computer as well, and the bloody thing wouldn't print them off. So what a classic! I couldn't print the friggin' things off. Had to hand them both up on Friday. I managed to a text file on one and send it to the printer without any formatting, so it came out without any borders and no bold type and on the wrong pages and all that sort of thing. And I stapled that together and put a note on it saying a good copy will come on Monday. And the spreadsheet one, I just made a note to him. I said, look, I did the work on the computer and I couldn't get it to print off. And I ended up doing that manually on Sunday night or Monday morning or something. I wrote it all out manually, and luckily it wasn't too big, and handed that in Monday. And I got a good copy off. I figured out how to get a good copy off the computer for the WordPerfect. So typical, but I've got a guy to spend a couple of hours on my computer during the week, and he's fixed it up so that everything will print off on the laser printer properly, so that's nice. So hopefully we won't have this problem again, which is good because I've got an assignment to hand up Friday and a major one to hand up the week after. Which happens to be the only time I do any work is when I've got assignments, so I haven't looked at any sheets or anything. I think I might be a bit confident from last semester after passing without doing much, and that was supposed to be the hardest semester. So we'll see. I think I might start doing shoots soon. But it's basically just reading is all you have to do. If you read it a couple of times and you can sort of keep up with lectures, you do alright. Which is pretty crazy, isn't it? I mean, I'm full-time and I don't even go there. I don't even spend a lot of time at bloody college, and it looks like I'm going to pass okay. We'll see. I've just about got enough, not enough cash, but enough credit to stop work for a couple of months actually. So I'm trying to ease off there, so that I can put a bit more effort into study. Because I'd hate to stuff that up now when I'm having such a good time. There's a classic I applied for a Citibank Visa card a few months ago. I don't know if I mentioned that to you, but they sent it back saying, no thanks, we won't give you one. Because I've got my car through them, and I'm a good boy and make my payments on time, I guess. And I suppose they thought, well, he hasn't got any property. That's one of the things that made me think, well, I should get some property because then I could get more Visa cards, or just more credit, basically, which I mentioned before, I think. So I didn't have any property, so they didn't want to give me one. Bloody one arrived in the mail last week. I couldn't believe it. So you bloody turkeys. So I got another $2,000 Visa card sent to me, and I got it on Friday week ago. And when it got there here, I thought, hey, I think I'll go to America tomorrow. I'll go and see my buddy. But I didn't. I thought maybe I should wait a bit longer. But basically, buddy, if you want to come back here in a hurry or anything, just give us a yell and I'll get you a ticket. Hope you're okay, Ralph. This isn't meant to be solely for Andrea, I guess. It's a bit nasty, isn't it? I hope things are going okay. I hope you don't have to go to flipping Iraq. Goodness knows what's happening over there. You could probably fill us in a bit about that, I guess. Yeah. And what else? car's going alright. I have to get new shockers for it. Dick pointed that out to me. He said, you need new back shockers, mate. And of course, the only people that make them are Conies, and they have to come from Sweden. I am really from Sweden. And they're coming out on the boat, so they'll be a month or so, but that might make it handle a bit better. Dick seemed to think it would make a dramatic improvement, so that's good. And Mum and Dad have bought a little Mitsubishi Colt automatic, and they gave Matthew the Hillman Hunter. So about time Mum had a bit nicer little automatic car. What do I say now? It's filled you up on a fair bit. Oh, Jane. I just mentioned Jane. Jane Fenwick. She was the one that did the musical things. She thought she was going out with me, which is a bit of a classic, I thought. Unbelievable. Caused a bit of stress with young Lisa. Lisa couldn't handle Jane because she was so. It's interesting, Jane. She's got no right to be confident about anything because she's not very attractive and whatever. But she's quite good at music, I guess. But she's really confident, which is great. You should be confident, and it makes a huge difference. But it's funny when you haven't got much to offer and you're really confident, isn't it? Anyway, she got to be a bit of a pain at times. But I mean, it was good to. It's good for a little while before she got too familiar with me. I mean, I didn't. How do I put this? It was purely platonic. I gave her a hug a couple of times, but that's the closest I ever got to her. And she thought I was going out with her, so that was amazing. I thought when I shot over, I think I told you I shot over to. Yeah, I did. Shot over to Bendigo. That wasn't. And of course, she was telling everyone, he's coming over to Bendigo for me, he's coming over to see me, and of course I didn't realise this, but anyway, I really just wanted a break after my exams and that. I just wanted to get away for a couple of days, and that's what I did. And it was really great. I had a really good time with all the gang, not with Jane particularly, but the rest of them were really nice. Yeah, don't see much of it now. What happened? Oh yeah, I just sort of said, look, I'm a nice guy, but don't fall in love with me. And actually Peter Martindale told her that because she used to do the cleaning there, she still does, I think. And Peter actually took her aside one day and said, look, he's a nice guy, but don't fall in love with him. And he told me, and I said, thanks mate, I appreciate that. Because he does stick his nose in every so often with things, but he actually does help me out at times. So that was rather cute. So she probably thinks I'm a bit of a prick, but anyway. It's funny because the story's probably going around that I'm not going out with her because she wouldn't sleep with me or something. But I think it's actually the other way around. She would have been she would have loved to put in my pants, I think. Well, she basically implied that. And I thought, no, let me out. Dear. And what else? Yeah, not sure where I'll be living. I mean, I remember when you left, just before you left, you said, I want your next address to be your parents' address. Well, it's almost like I could shoot up there now with the folks, but it's just so much more convenient, especially if petrol prices are going to go through the roof, which they've gone up to 70 cents now a litre, which I don't know how that compares over there, but they went up about 5 or 6 cents a litre the other day. It'd be a bit expensive to go up and down the hills every night, although since Helen lives up there it wouldn't be too bad because I could take her to work and things. if I stay with lived at the folks. But it's good here as well, being in between college and work, and it's just a nice base, and it's nice. I've found that it's nice living by myself. So it depends. Peter's going to pay me another few thousand for my registers. As I said, that'll see me through. So I won't have to work too hard, and I might stay here until college finishes at least. Even if I stay by myself, I might stay till November, and then maybe go back up to the folks for a while. Or we'll see what happens. When college finishes, I'll be able to work more anyway, so I'll be earning more money, so I might stay here anyway. Although if I can get someone like Helen Simonakis in, that might be good as well, because we have a fair bit in common, I think, and she's bubbly and getting stuck into lots of things, and keeps going to the gym all the time, which would be good for me. And she feels the same way. I sort of said, you'd inspire me to do things, and she said, well, I thought the same of you, so that'd be good. I'm actually a coordinator of the On Special program now, where we go and talk to the schools. So I have to organise the speakers and the programs for each school. I don't find the schools, but I organise who speaks when. And this happened on Monday. I got that Tuesday. I got this position, and I'm also treasurer as well. And this week, this Tuesday, we've got to speak. They changed the days to Tuesday, mid-morning, to speak at Salisbury, and I'm the only one that can speak out there this Tuesday, and we've now got 2 classes out there. So typical, I take on the job, and I'm in the shit already. So I'm going to have to pull in an outside speaker from somewhere. Actually, it's short notice. So what else? Intend to get fit again? I might just go and have a look at your letter, and I might have a listen to this, see how it sounds. I'll catch you in a second. Yo, buddy. I'm back. And it's about 20 past 10 on Sunday night now. And I've just read your letter. I just got home, actually. I've just read your letter. And I thought, shit, I hope things are okay. But I'm sure there will be. Yes, the old learning experiences. Interpersonal relationships and heavy shit, man. It's fascinating stuff. It's exciting when you start realising all the little, what is it? Intricacies, I guess. All the intricacies of interpersonal relationships and love and unconditional love. Powerful shit. Yeah. Well, I've just had a wonderful night. The best part about my nights with Helen, well, not nights, but when I see her, the best parts are just before we go, just before I leave. Because I get to hug her then and kiss her and say how I feel. Which I must try and do spread it a bit more through the times I'm with her. But she's a real honey, actually. And I know you're saying, you always say that, Stephen. But I think this one's a bit more suitable or something. She's just a really lovely girl, and she's about the right age, and she's mature and done things and knows a fair bit, and she's got a great family. And yeah, it's good. I just took the mountain bike, her mountain bike, up to my folks. I just picked her up from Crayford's and went over to my folks, and Michael Dobe dropped in to get something fixed up for his penny farthing. It was good to see him, and he was a top guy, Michael Dobe. I like him. And had a chat with the parents, and Dad took Helen's mountain bike, flying, screaming down the back. Of course, it's pouring bloody. Well, it's been really lousy weather over here, and all the grass is wet. And I thought, God, he's going to come off, and he's flying down the back flat and over the edge, and and then he comes tearing back up again. Once he finds the right low gear and shoots up again, gets up there. Yeah, it's great. Pant. And then I took it flying down the back and did the same, and I thought, this is friggin' great. So, if you haven't got a mountain bike, you might have to get one, buddy. Good fun, I think. And so I set it up to fit Helen, and she's actually not a super physical person. She's quite attractive. I just realised that she looks a bit like Holly McLean out of, like, Bruce Willis's wife in Die Hard and Die Harder. She's a similar looking girl, actually. Yes. And what else? We just set it up for her and had a chat with the folks, and then went round to her folks' place. And her sister and her husband were there with their little daughter, who's probably about 9 months or so. Yeah, same, probably, or maybe 12, I don't know. And had Father's Day tea there, which was wonderful. God, her mum's a pretty good cook. So that was really nice, and then we just sat around and chatted. I get on really well with them, I think. And yeah, just it was good. And then I left, and it was rather nice. I'm a very touchy person still. I don't know if you're still not touchy, but it's funny, whenever I'm out with her, I just want to hold her hand and or have my arm around her, or yeah, and she seems to think that's okay with her generally, so that's good. But enough of Helen. No, not enough of Helen. Yes. Well, we're just about at the end of this side. What the heck am I going to tell you for another 3/4 of an hour? Actually, I had to listen to this straight after I pulled off, whenever that was. Pulled off, that's a cute phrase, isn't it? When I said I was leaving, I had to listen to it. And I thought, this sounds really good. I like this. I should get a copy of this as well. Maybe. Anyway, I hope you think it's a reasonable means of communication as well. I was talking to Helen about it, and she said that once she tried it when she was in America, and the problem is the other person always wants to reply to something that you say, since you're listening to them, and you'd normally say something in the middle of their conversation, and it's all a bit one way. And I remember we always, I know I did it to you, I don't know, you probably didn't do it to me as much, but I always kept, as ideas flashed into my head, I kept butting in on you. Ah, dear. So, just about at the end, buddy. I'll catch you on the other side. See ya. Love you heaps. Don't you go away now. No, the end hasn't come yet.
Gosh, thanks, Bill. Appreciate that introduction. So nice to see all of you. I apologize for being late. I will do my best to. Gosh, thanks, Bill. Appreciate that introduction. So nice to see all of you. I apologize for being late. I will do my best to make it up to you. If we take a little shorter break, and I'll go just a little bit longer, and make sure you get your money for it, and your time for it. Because when you shell out your cash, right, you want to make sure you get the full value for your cash. And I can appreciate that in these days, right? When you've got to watch your dollars, you got to make sure you get full value. And I feel that responsibility already tonight. Then I've got to make sure you get your time for it. And the reason I say that is because time is more valuable than money. You can get more money, but you can't get more.
There you go, there's my mentor, Mr. James Rowan, March, April 1987. That was a Tuesday night, Monday night, Tuesday night I think. His Tuesday night seminar. So that's what's on the other side of this tape. The great success philosopher. Yes. You can get more money, but you can't get more time. I was just talking about that tonight, actually, to Peter. Janet is Helen's sister, and her husband is Peter, who's Janet's sister would probably be 28 or 9, and he would be 40, 42 or something probably. He's quite a good guy though, he's a physiotherapist. We were just talking about Amway and things because Maria and Peter, who are good friends of theirs and mine, that's how I met Helen. I recently got an Amway, and this Peter, Janet and Peter's Peter, is a bit negative about multi-level marketing. I sort of tried to straighten him out on a few things, that sort of saying it's not that bad actually. And he was sort of, someone mentioned pyramid, I think it was Peter's father, Helen's father, and I sort of explained what pyramid was and the problems with that and why it's illegal and things as against multi-level. And anyway, we just started talking about, Peter was saying about value. No, he wasn't. What am I talking about? He was saying about, I suppose values, about how a lot of the Amway hype is based around money and material obtainment. And I thought, well, I don't think it is really, but I didn't want to argue. I know I started talking about lifestyle, and it's basically a lifestyle thing. But sure, money is the means to that lifestyle in most cases, or at least some sort of income is required for a lifestyle anyway. But it's about improving your lifestyle. And then I started talking about balance of life and the important things, and what I got down to was, I said, the fact is the greatest thing you can give other people is your time. It's the most valuable thing you can give others. Isn't it, buddy? Because time is life. Yes. I miss our chats, buddy. I miss our chats. 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 I mean, I can have them with other people, and I do. Helen Simonakis is quite good, and this Peter guy and that, and of course Helen is good too. But not quite like we were. Getting into it heavy, ringing each other up on the phone and bouncing each other higher and higher. Ah well, it's not over. Well, what did I say? I think I said on the end of the other tape that I intend to get fit. That was a pretty broad statement, wasn't it? And I wrote it in the yes, I wrote it in the flippin' in the letter as well, didn't I, buddy? I've written down this month as being the beginning of the end. No, the beginning of my climb back up the fitness ladder to my potential. I keep thinking back to how fit I must have been when back in 86, 87, no, 85, 86 actually, when I was training. Yeah, 85, 86. 2 times we had the Nationals in Tassie. When I did my 1.8 and my 1.9, and we won the pursuit title, and I could have placed in the 50k back in 85, I think it was, but we were working for the wrong guy. Should have been working for me anyway. But the bloody training we used to do Saturday mornings, hammer, Tony and myself and Gilly and Holmesy out to the road team time trial training behind the car and on the whistle at the what was it? Woodside? No. Goodness. Out where the Whispering Wall is anyway. I'm back again. Geez, they were gut busters after racing. We used to do state training Friday night, and then we'd get out there flipping 8 o'clock in the morning, I think it was. 8 o'clock in the morning at Birdwood, and hammer out there, wherever it was, I can't remember the name of it, and then the hammer back again. And then stumble home, try and get home. Those were the days, my friend. We thought they'd never end. Bloody agony. Thought the agony would never end. But must have formed a good basis for us because we did pretty well. Do I really want that again though? I want to get my fitness back, and Lisa reckons I've lost a bit of weight. I haven't been eating as much, I think. I'm happy, so I'm not eating as much. I don't sound very happy though. I listened to this recording again, and it was really good actually. I like it. You'll have to hang on to it, buddy. I mean, I suppose you probably would anyway, but hopefully it won't deteriorate too much, and we can play it back years down the track. It's like, I'm glad I took a copy of the letter I sent you, because I read it again the other day, and the last page or so about my objectives over the next few years, it was good to read, because you get so tied up in the present and what's happening right here and now that here's me saying that I get so tied up with what's happening here and now that I sort of forget sometimes where it's all heading and how it's all going to be fan-bloody-tastic. And it's just getting better and better. was just when I said I didn't sound very excited on here. I got a funny laugh, haven't I? When I was watching Bruce Willis' Die Harder last night, there was one point in there that I thought was quite humorous, but I don't think many other people caught it. They must have missed it. And I was having a good old giggle, and the people in front of me turned around and looked at me, and some people alongside me sort of looked at me, and I thought, is it my laugh is really off, or is it the fact that they missed the funny bit? But anyway, that's their problem. But I was just thinking of what Zig Ziglar said once when he was standing in a queue or something after having a seminar one night, and a couple of women in the queue recognised him, and one of them said, "There's that speaker over there talking about how to stay motivated." That was the title of his speech, and he was just standing in line, and she said, "He doesn't look very motivated to me." And Zig Ziglar thought to himself, "Do you know how to stand motivated? How to look motivated when you're standing?" And I thought, well, maybe it's a bit hard to sound inspiring all the time when you're talking into a little black box. But sound enthusiastic is the way. I suppose I'd talk faster if I suppose that makes it sound a bit more enthusiastic and get a bit more inflection in the words. But it's interesting to listen anyway. Well, here I am sitting back in my semi-vacant. What is this place? It's a unit, isn't it? With my VCR sitting over there on the floor, not connected to a TV. I don't know what I'll do with that. Sometimes I think maybe I could get a TV, hire a TV from somewhere, just to watch videos mainly. I don't watch much else. Oh, that's right. Helen, I was going to tape. Oh, that's right. I was going to ask you. Yes. I was going to tape some videos for you. Fast forward, and I actually did taped a couple of fast forward and the big gig, and now I find out that you can't use our tapes over there anyway. It's a different VHS. We got PLC cam, and you got some other thing. And then I thought, well, what happened to all those videos that Ralph bought overseas? Did you leave them here, or what did you do with them? If you took them back and can't use them, I'll send them over. I'll look after them for you. I'll send you the freight. Although they'd probably take a few months to get here, wouldn't they? Anyway, yes. So I think I've said I've just been listening to music. I've found a camellia bush out the back of this place, which is quite nice. So I've got a few camellias splashed around, which brightens the place up a heck of a lot. Because I had a couple of Talbot prints, but I sort of bought them and gave them to Lisa, so I said she could take them with her. So she did. So the walls are empty too. I'm not real sure what I'm going to do here. I think I'll stay. It's nice living here by myself, actually. As I've said already on this tape. Yeah. Well, that's what I was talking about, getting fit again. I wrote down in my diary for this month that I've got to ride bike or hectare every day, and gym 3 days a week, 3 times a week, which I'm just doing about 3/4 of an air, half to 3/4 of an air on a general sort of strength, just straight strength, 3 sets of 8, all over the bod, which makes me feel a lot better. Still got a tummy though, but that'll go in time, I guess. And what else was I going to do? Oh, the mountain bike will be good. I think I'll buzz around on that a bit. I'll try and find somewhere to go nearby, hopefully. Maybe at Waterfall. Maybe somewhere up Waterfall Gully I can go, or find somewhere. It's good fun, buddy, I tell you. It was great, just tearing down the hill at Mum and Dad's this afternoon. Couldn't believe it when Dad went. Dad just hopped on it. I said, yeah, take it down the back, mate, have a go. He just hops on it and goes freewheeling straight down the back through the grass. I thought, God, he's going to come a cropper and do himself an injury, and I was panicking. He's flying down the back, straight over the edge of the flat, up the road towards our neighbours way down the back. It was great, actually. I think he thought they were pretty good too, so. And yeah, Mum said that it was good tonight. Helen said that, she said as I left, she said, it was nice, thanks for taking me to your folks or something. I like them. I thought, well, that's nice, because her folks are really wonderful too, and seem to like me, and I'm sure my folks like her. I'm sure Mum does, because she took a great interest in Mum's book that she's writing on the, not on the Ide, she did one on the Ide family last year with another guy. Now she's doing one on the Page family. That's right, I just had to do a little commentary on myself for the book. I'll tell you what, buddy, you should do one. Just do a list of, I don't know, maybe you've already got one, but do a list of the things that if someone's going to write about the things that you've done, sort of as achievements, memorable things that you've done, what they'd write. Because it's good. I just picked up a few things, like when I first went to primary school. It's really good for your ego if you're ever on a downer and you're you're sort of thinking about your value in the world, and what you've done and whether you can contribute to anything or society. It'll just make you feel better about yourself. You think, God, I have done a few things. I don't know if you ever feel like that you haven't done anything. I sometimes do. Oh, I used to. I'm not so bad now. I think I'm getting more and more confident and more positive all the time. But the one thing, to keep it all in perspective, is the clue, which I think I do, and some people don't seem to. Just the fact that you realise that the more you learn, the more you realise you don't know, and the more you value other people that can help you with information, and the fact that everyone has and is entitled to their own opinion about things. And I'm very careful now to always say, when I'm talking about something that is subjective, as so much is, I think, just about everything. I mean, you're nearly always, when you're talking to people, you're nearly always giving them an opinion. You're not often giving them fact. But I mean, you base your opinion on, or you may base your opinion on fact. Often it's based on gut feeling, of course. But when you're a bit analytical like myself, or pragmatic, I think I'm a bit more pragmatic than analytical. You tend to base a lot of it on knowledge, but it is still an opinion based on that knowledge. I mean, you can never get all the knowledge. It's the old law of lateral thinking, isn't it? Edward de Bono. Lateral thinking. He was over at this a guy from the Edward de Bono. Edward. Yeah, I think it is Edward de Bono School of lateral thinking was over at the convention that we had in Singapore, in Penang. And he was just stressing the fact that there's no right way to do anything. There's always a better way. Always a better way to do something. You never get the perfect way of doing anything. And lateral thinking is just opening your mind up to the options, basically, and realising that there is a better way and searching for it and then grabbing it, putting it into place, and if you're part way along and you realise there's another improvement you can make, then to grab it as well. And just being aware that everything you do is an opinion, as I was about to say. I got off the track fairly easy, but it's the way I work, and I seem to work all right. The fact that I do when I'm talking to people nowadays, I often drop on the end of whatever I say, in my opinion. That's my opinion, or it's as far as I can gather. I suppose I got that in a way from good old James Rowan as well. I must have absorbed a lot of his philosophy, I think, over the last few years, with as he puts it, how he used to say that this is what's right, but now he just says this is in my opinion, and because he got sick of apologising when he wasn't right, and quoting from others and saying, when someone comes up to him and says, I've read this book, should I follow? He said, no, read at least 2 books and then make up your own mind. Quest for knowledge. It's one of Stephen's little joys, is learning. That's why I'll probably always be a student. Pretty happy with life at the moment. I know this is nearly all talking about me, this cassette recording, which seems a bit self-indulgent, but I guess I can't really talk about you a lot. Maybe I just don't talk about myself a lot. So it's nice to, actually. I used to with you, didn't I, buddy? And here I am, and I'm doing it with you again. And this time you can't tell me to shut up. Love you heaps, pal, and I miss ya. Just thinking it'd be nice to... I'll get over there soon anyway. I don't know how soon. I was thinking maybe soon, but it'd probably be more sensible to wait for another year maybe. I could come over to Canada with Zurich late next year, but it's not real good timing with respect to exams and things. assuming I'll be studying full-time next year. But we'll keep you posted with that. I just thought that'd be good if I got a ticket over with them and then took an extra couple of months on the way or something. That'd be a good way to start my introduction to the States, and then maybe come back a year or so later for a couple of years. Anyway, we'll see. Young Becca has sent me she sent me a few letters actually lately, which I have to reply to as well. She's sort of saying, when are you coming over, and I want to see you, I'd love to see you, and all my love, Becca, which is rather nice, but don't really know what it means. So I'll have to write to her soon. Yeah. Yes, as I was saying, things are pretty good. I've got your photo, or one of the photos that I'll send over with this from Rob. I've got up on my mantelpiece. And the Porsche, the silver Porsche that's being filled up. So it's not fully filled with gold coins now, it's got lots of silver in it as well. I got sick of putting them in plastic bags, so I threw them all in the Porsche. And some flowers, and it looks quite nice over there. I've also got your other, it's got it in the frame, your photo of your wedding. I've got one of you and Ralph in the car. I've got that sitting on my desk at work. In your bikini, which probably when people look at it from a bit of a distance, they can't see Ralph in the car and they probably think, oh, that must be his woman. And Peter had a look at it the other day and picked it up and had a look, and he said, because you're in your bikini, which is reasonably revealing, I guess, and he said, good old Andrea, she's nice, aren't they? Yeah. I said, yeah. Good on you, Peter, I said. Yeah, rat bag. And you're well remembered over here, buddy. I was mentioned to Michael Dove today. We were talking about New York actually, and Michael mentioned that he thought it was quite good there, and he didn't have enough time there or something. And Helen said that she'd only had 3 days in New York, and a fair bit of that was in the hotel, I think. She was waiting for someone to call, and that might have actually been last time she went, which was 4 years ago. God, she's got some stories to tell about things. It's really great, actually. But anyway, I said to Michael that you'd been to New York for a day and that you weren't super impressed, although I just had a reread of this and you would like to go back for a few days. I misquoted you a bit maybe, but I just said you got a bit sick of the attention that you were getting. And and Michael said, yeah, well, she is pretty ugly, isn't she? And Helen looked at him and said, looked at me and said, I assume that means that she's quite the opposite. And Michael said, yes, she certainly is. So there you go, you're getting compliments from all over the place, buddy. And I don't know if I told you that the other day I opened up your album that you gave me, which was really nice. I was super rapt when you gave me that. I've actually put in the invitation and a few other things from the wedding, and my photos in the same album as well of your wedding. And I might put I was trying to figure out how to put the postcards in there to get both sides of them. I don't want to lose those pictures of those gorgeous Californian women. But we'll keep it in as my and your nostalgia book. And I opened it up the other day I don't know if I was just looking at it or what. I just saw that front picture of you, just the big one of your torso and head, or neck and shoulders. Oh no, that's right. I think you're showing off your bicep as well. I think it's the one with the posy in it, looking sort of sideways. And you look so gorgeous, buddy. I thought, yes, well, tears welled up in my eyes anyway. I thought, that's my pal. Yeah. So, what do we do now? I've got a couple of assignments to do. Hector's going to be interesting. I told you about my little introduction back to Hector. God, that was a bit of a shock to the system. Couldn't believe it when my heart rate went up to 190 without even trying. And I mean, my legs are really unfit, and if they can make my heart shoot up to 190 just like that, shows how out of condition my little heart is. Little must be the word, I think. So, it'd be good to see that drop down in rate. And the old muscles come back and a bit of tan come on. I got a bit of tan after going out for a ride yesterday. My face felt a bit dry afterwards, and I thought, wonderful. And my arms and hands aren't quite as white as they were. Gee, this weather we've had over here is really crazy. It's been, we sort of have one good day on the weekend on average, one reasonable day on the weekend most weeks. Usually Saturday, last week it was Sunday. Stop playing with yourself, Stephen. And maybe one reasonable day during the week, but the rest of it is miserable. Like, it's amazing. Yesterday was okay. Today was overcast and wet and then dry and windy and cold, and it's just been like that for months. And the first day of spring wasn't too bad, I suppose, yesterday, but today's back to where it was. And memories of spring, buddy. I was just thinking yesterday about how nice spring is, and all of a sudden the bloody magpie swooped me. And then I remembered why the only thing I didn't like about spring is friggin' magpies sweeping you. I thought, that's right, that's when I usually start training on the bike again, in spring. At the Barossa, I remember there's always flipping nesting magpie just before I hit Anguston on my big 200k block. So I must remember that. I don't know if I'll be doing that block for a while though. Well, think positive. Should be soon. And I've had 2 colds this year. I hope you haven't had one yet. You said you might have been getting out of the habit, which is good. I had a bad one. Oh, it's the weather, I suppose. I had a bad one about June. Oh, my exams, wasn't it? That must have been June, I suppose. And then I got one. Lisa's had one for a couple of weeks. I got it Tuesday night. I think I cracked up, and I just put about 10 milligrams of vitamin C in each day for a couple of days, and sort of kicked it out pretty quick. But it's still just still going at the moment. But at least it only lasted about a day and a half. The old VC, pretty good shit, man. Oh, have you seen Nico? You know Nico Above the Law, that video I bought from Penang. I don't know if you saw it. Bit of action one. He's the I think he's Aikido. He's a 6-dan black belt Aikido guy. And I really liked that video, the movie. And I went and saw his new movie, newer. He's probably been over there for a couple of years. And I found out he's married to Kelly LeBrock, and she stars in this movie. Steven Seagal's the guy, and Kelly LeBrock, and the movie's called Hard to Kill. I don't know if you've seen it or seen it around, but it's flat out. I loved it. Friggin' hooter. I think I'll try and buy the video of that, actually. Good stuff. And I just caught it the day that it finished, so I missed the boomer. Oh, well, I mean, I'd like to go see it again, but it's all gone now. So I suppose it might come out in video soon, or maybe it'll go to the drive-in or something. Although the drive-in seems to get movies, the new movies now, like Die Hard was on at the drive-in straight away. It just started last Thursday here. And the reason I went and saw it with Lisa was Helen had something arranged for Saturday from weeks ago. She must have gone somewhere, some friend's place for tea or something. I didn't really ask. And it turns out she went and saw Die Hard last night as well. And Lisa wanted to see Die Hard. She rang up on Saturday morning. And I said something about Die Hard, and she said, yeah, I wanted to see it, and I didn't know who to see it with. You're the only person who I thought would want to see it, and and I said, yeah, well, give us a call this afternoon, and we'll go. And she said, oh, I thought you'd see it with Helen. I said, oh, no. Anyway, so I went and saw it, because Helen isn't heavily into violent movies. And it turns out she went and saw it last night. She said, oh, I knew you wanted to see it, but I was outnumbered. They all wanted to go and see it, and so I went with them. And I thought, I'll go and see it again anyway. And here's me thinking the same with her. I thought, well, I'll go and see it again anyway if she wants to, but I didn't think she really wanted to see it anyway. But she didn't mind it, actually. But what's his name? Schwarzy Baby's latest one, Total Recall. That's coming out. It just had an advert that said coming this summer to a theatre near you, so probably be another couple of months yet. But it didn't look too bad to me. It looked pretty action-packed. But Helen thought that it wasn't going to be shown in Australia because it was too violent. And she said that she'd seen it because it was the last thing available. She'd seen everything else over in wherever she was. For California, where'd she hang out? Malibu. She was at Malibu most of the time, which she said is really nice at Malibu. I don't know if you checked Malibu out. It's a bit further north, I think, is it? Because she sees lots of movies, my kind of girl. And she said that it was just so gory. No, what did she say? Bloody? Violent, that's the word, yes, of course. She said it was so violent she didn't like it, and she didn't think it was going to be shown in Australia because it was considered too violent, but from what I saw, I thought, oh, well, get plenty of violence in other movies. I'd say, yeah, Hard to Kill's pretty violent, I guess. But anyway, I'll have to go and see that by myself, or with Lisa or someone. Get a bit of violence inherent in the system. Take a look at the violence inherent in the system. Shut up, bloody peasant. Oh, what a giveaway. You heard that, didn't you? Get those cameras out of here. Not much of a cheese shop, is it? Finest in the district. Explain the reasoning underlying that law. It's so very clean. Certainly uncontaminated by cheese. What was I going to say about... Oops, I've lost it. So what are you doing, buddy? Have you found a place yet? I was hoping
Actually, I might ring your folks, or I was thinking of ringing your in-laws, ringing up Mr. and Mrs. Moog to see if they had a place for you. I might do that, actually. I wonder what the time is. Anyway, I might ring your folks, see if you've found somewhere yet. And what else is happening? Well, you'll tell me anyway. Whether the boy's working hard, what are you doing during the days? How much money you spend on food? What sort of rent you're paying? All these necessities. What the speed limit is over there in your county. I was heard that like the national limit's 55, but some what do they call them, counties? No? Yeah, some counties plus some states have unlimited. Is that right? And I also heard today that Michael Dobe said that there's some town there in one of the states that it's compulsory to have a gun. And people are flocking there in droves because they think it's going to be a safe place or something. Only in America. What a classic. Well, assignments. What have I got to do? I've got a major messy assignment to hand up on 2 weeks, I think, and I've got one to hand up on Friday, which I better have a look at soon. And I've got a girl I'm falling in love with, and I've got a fair bit of credit, so I'm happy. And I've got a nice place to live, and I've got just got 2 more bikes. I've now got 1, 2, 3. I've sold 2 bikes in the last year or so. Got a racing bike, a good road bike, a track bike, an ergo, and sorry, I'm just thinking out loud. And 2 mountain bikes now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 bicycles. I'll have to take a photo, and I'll have to try and get some photos of me and us, and we'll send them over. You saw my glasses, haven't you? Yes. You did see them. That means I must have had them a bit longer than I thought. I must have got them about my birthday, did I? No, you left in the first week of June, so I must have got them in about May or something. Yeah, a couple of weeks before or something. Because you were off for a couple of weeks before, yeah. That's right, and I wandered into your place, and she thought, I know this guy, he looks a bit like Steve, but he's got glasses on. Oh, dear. I keep telling Helen about you and saying how we used to cramp each other's style when we go out together, and people used to always think we were going out, like even people that we knew fairly well used to think we were going out together. And I still haven't chased up Fiona out at the dentist. I tell you what, though, I went out with Jenny Manevsky, Jenny Trampavaradan, the one you met, to Tea Tree Plaza on Thursday night, because she had to, well, we just sort of go places sometimes if we haven't got anything on together. We just go and have a drink or go and do something. And there was all these bloody women walking around, all these gorgeous women. I couldn't believe it. I must just not associate or not get out and about much. I mean, I obviously don't. But I was amazed, wow. And then probably on Saturday morning, I think as well, I was wandering around thinking, God, there's all these women everywhere. But anyway, Helen's really lovely, so anyway. It was funny when I just met Helen and was thinking everything's wonderful, and then I bloody go out to dinner with the folks on Wednesday for Father's Day, and this gorgeous little waitress, she had this nice tight black skirt on thing, like tight around her hips, and nice little blouse, and she looked good. Nice little legs. I thought, Steve, he's bloody no-hope for you. But she probably smokes or something. Anyway, we'll see what happens, buddy. When am I gonna see you? There's no panic, because I know I'll see you. See you fairly soon, and I always think of you anyway. And I guess you're the same. But it would be nice. As I said, I'm running out of tape. I have spoken to you for an hour and a half. And James Rowan's underneath this. So this must be important stuff, because I've gone over the top of James Rowan. Hope it comes out alright. It was a bit near the end, it sounds like it goes a bit funny. But yeah, I suppose I better get on my computer and do a bit of homework. What's the time now? It's 11:30. Organise tomorrow. That's what I should do. I have to find some speaker for Tuesday, don't I, as I mentioned. Oh no. Well, I hope this comes out okay in the car. I don't know if you've got another cassette player to listen to. You probably have somewhere, haven't you? Oh, of course you have. Of course you'd have one. Well, hopefully it'll come out alright. It comes out really good through the headphones on this. This is just a portable one I'm talking into. Comes out really good through the headphones. So if it's good, we may continue to do it. And thanks for all the letters and all the information about the place, and the little comment on Greg LeMond. He's a bit of a friggin' hero, isn't he, eh? And that told you in there about how they think he spends too much time making money and not enough on the bike, and he still beats the pants off everyone. What a bunch of whackers. Anyway, I love you heaps, buddy. Looks like tapes are running.